This burst will demonstrate a new feature that has been added to the Oasys Suite 18.0 to help users create graphical user interfaces for their JavaScripts, the GUI Builder. A quick overview before I get started. The JavaScript API allows users to create graphical user interfaces, or GUIs for short, for other users to interact with their script, for example, to input data required by their script. In versions prior to the Oasys Suite 18.0, they had to be created with handwritten code using the window and widget classes. In the Oasys Suite 18.0, a GUI builder has been added where users can interactively design and build GUIs to use in their JavaScripts. This is available in Primer, D3plot, and THIS. The GUI builder allows you to drag and drop widgets where you want and style their appearance. You then save it to a file, which can then be read in by your script. The GUI builder has been developed to make it quicker and easier to create and modify GUIs. Without it, GUIs have to be defined with handwritten code, which requires a steepish learning curve to work out how to use the window and widget classes. For less experienced scripters, this could be a barrier to entry for creating GUIs. Writing code by hand can be slow, and if you want to modify a GUI, for example, move the positions of widgets, you have to find the place in the code where the widgets are defined and then hand edit the code. Again, this can be time consuming. With the GUI builder, because windows and widgets are created interactively, there is a shallower learning curve, making it easier for less experienced scripters to create GUIs. In addition, even experienced scripters should find it quicker to create and modify their GUIs. For example, to create a relatively simple GUI like the one shown requires over 100 lines of code just to create the widgets. The same GUI created with the GUI builder only requires a single line to include a file containing the GUI definition generated from the GUI builder. I'll now go into a demo to show how the GUI builder is used. I'm in Primer, but this is also available in D3plot and THIS. In the JavaScript menu, click on the new GUI Builder button to open the GUI Builder, and you are presented with two windows. The design window on the right, where you can add widgets, and the properties window on the left, where you set the window and widget properties that control their appearance and behavior. To add widgets to a window, you just have to right-click in the design window. All the widgets are available: labels, buttons, text boxes, checkboxes, combo boxes, list boxes, and sliders. I'll create a very simple GUI that will print a message input by the user to demonstrate how easy it is to use. I'll add a text box to start with, where the user can input the message to print. I'll drag it to the position I want and resize it. I'll also change the name of the text box to text message, and this name will be used to reference the text box in our script, so it's good to give it a meaningful name. Next, I'll add a button that the user can press to print the message. Again, we'll move it where we want it to go and resize it. I'll also set some properties to set text on the button and its appearance. In addition, I'll also specify the name of a function to call when the button is pressed. And finally, set the name to button message. Once you're happy with the GUI, you can save it to a file. This can be read by a script to generate the GUI and also by the GUI builder to reload it in another session. For example, if I close the GUI builder and reopen it, I can reload the saved GUI very easily and then modify it if I want to. Saving the GUI creates two files by default, one with the GUI definition and another one is a template JavaScript showing how to read the GUI into your script. If I look at the GUI definition file, you can see the widget definitions along with all their properties. These get loaded into a global object called GUI by default, which can be used to access the window and widgets from your script. If I look at the template file, you can see it includes the GUI definition file with the use function and then shows the GUI. You'll also notice that the onClick function has been created, but it's blank. This still needs to be filled in by hand. All I want this function to do is print out the message in the text box to the dialog window, so I'll just add this line of code. It's worth taking a moment to explain what this line of code is doing. The way things are stored on the GUI object is that each window object in the GUI is a property of the GUI object, with the name defined in the GUI Builder used as the property name. In our example, the window name was set to the default of window1, so to get the window object, you use GUI.window1. The widgets in a window are stored as properties of the window object. I set the name of the text box widget to text message, so to get the text box widget, you use GUI.window1.textMessage. The text is just a property of the text box widget, so to get the text, you use GUI.window1.textMessage.text. I've selected the script in Primer, and if I run it, it displays the GUI. I can type a message in the text box and then press the button to print it to the dialog window. That was a very quick demo to show how the GUI Builder is used. To finish off, it's worth quickly showing a more complicated GUI to see a few more of the things that can be done. This shows all the different widgets that can be added: labels, text boxes, buttons, combo boxes, check boxes, and list boxes. For combo boxes and list boxes, you can easily edit the items that are listed by right-clicking on them, and then you can easily change properties of those items, for example, the text. For more complicated GUIs, it's also possible to have more than one window. You simply click on the window options and add a new one, where you can then add more widgets. You can go back to other windows from this drop-down list. Similarly, pop-up windows can also be added. The GUI already has one linked to the About label. If I select it, you can see there are two labels, with one of them containing an image. This is easily added in the GUI Builder. You just have to click on the folder button next to the image property and browse for the image you want to use. To link the pop-up window to a widget, you just have to select the pop-up window from the list. I hope you found that interesting and will help you when creating your own graphical user interfaces for your scripts. If you have any questions, please do get in contact via the details shown on this slide. And thank you for listening.